What if I told you the additive with the strongest human data for your mitochondria isn't something you pour into coffee at all, and it costs about 70 cents a day? In a 4-month trial published in JAMA Network Open, middle-aged adults taking 500 milligrams a day of urolithin a compound your gut bacteria make from pomegranate, gained roughly 12% more muscle strength than the placebo group. Not butter, not MCT oil, not the premium mitochondria coffee blend, a generic capsule swallowed with breakfast for less than $1. And that viral 24% more mitochondria number everyone's quoting, it's real. It just doesn't come from anything you can stir into a mug. Here's where it actually came from. The paper is Ceylon and colleagues, published in Frontiers in Physiology in 2019. Healthy Men Standard Resistance Training Program, and researchers measured what's called coupled respiration in their muscle cells, which is basically how efficiently those cells turn fuel into usable energy. After the training block, that number was up 24%. That is a real peer-reviewed human result, but the intervention was a barbell, not a beverage. Somewhere along the way, a content creator saw 24%, saw mitochondria, and paired it with a photo of a coffee cup and a scoop of powder. The number is real, the story around it is invented. And this matters because when you understand that, you can start asking a better question, which is what does coffee and what you put in coffee actually do to your cells? Here's the honest picture. Caffeine does interact with your mitochondria. The little battery packs inside every cell, but not in the way the thumbnail promises. The most cited paper came out of Heinrich Heine University in 2018. Researchers showed that caffeine, at a dose equivalent to about 4 cups of coffee, helped move a protein called P27 into the mitochondria of heart cells, and those cells then functioned better. Sounds great, right? Here's the catch. That work was done in mice and in cell cultures, not in a single living human being. And then there's a second study, Schnuck and colleagues in 2018, done in cultured muscle cells. Low-dose caffeine sped up mitochondrial turnover by about 80%, meaning the cells recycled their old, damaged batteries faster. But total mitochondrial density, no change. The cells built new ones at exactly the same rate they broke old ones down. That's actually a useful finding. Caffeine may help you maintain higher quality mitochondria by clearing out damaged ones faster. That's a real story. It just isn't the story that you're growing 24% more of them by drinking your morning coffee. Now let's talk about the add-in that has the best press, cocoa flavanols. On paper, this looks like a slam dunk. In mice, cocoa flavanols do trigger mitochondrial biogenesis, meaning new mitochondria actually get built. The Mars Cosmos trial, one of the largest nutrition trials ever run, gave 18,000 people 500 milligrams of cocoa flavanols daily for 4 years and found a real cardiovascular mortality benefit. So the compound isn't nothing. But here's where it gets interesting for anyone using cocoa as a workout hack. In 2022, researchers ran a controlled trial in 42 male endurance athletes. 10 weeks, 425 milligrams of cocoa flavanols per day, alongside training. And the cocoa group actually saw blunted exercise-induced mitochondrial biogenesis compared to controls. Blunted. The antioxidants suppress the very stress signal that training uses to tell your cells to build more mitochondria. So if you're stirring cocoa into your pre-workout coffee thinking you're stacking benefits, you may be canceling out the benefit of the workout itself. For sedentary people looking for a small cardiovascular win, a teaspoon of unsweetened cocoa in your coffee is a cheap, plausible, no-downside nudge. Just know that a teaspoon is a fraction of the dose those trials used. For someone in a training block, timing matters and megadoses around the workout window are the wrong move. Butter coffee, bulletproof coffee, MCT oil in your morning cup. This is the additive with the loudest marketing and the thinnest evidence. The mitochondrial biogenesis story for MCTs comes from essentially one mouse paper from 2018. There is no human randomized trial measuring mitochondrial density in people who drink bulletproof coffee, none. There is a small human study showing 6 grams of MCT oil before exercise extended time to exhaustion and shifted fuel use toward fat, which is a legitimate performance finding for endurance athletes. But that's a performance signal, not a mitochondrial density finding, and it says nothing about growing new mitochondria. If you like bulletproof coffee because it keeps you full until lunch and you enjoy it, that's a completely fine reason to drink it. Just don't pay a premium believing your cells are being remodeled. They aren't, at least not according to any human evidence that currently exists. If you take one thing away from this video, take this. There is a compound with real, published, human randomized trial data on mitochondrial health, and it isn't caffeine, cocoa, or butter. It's urolithin A, a molecule your gut bacteria make when you eat pomegranate, though most people don't produce enough on their own. In 2022, Liu and colleagues published in JAMA Network Open a 4-month trial in 66 middle-aged adults. Group taking 500 milligrams of urolithin a daily saw about a 12% gain in muscle strength and improved mitochondrial biomarkers in their blood, specifically the acylcarnitines that reflect how well cells are burning fat for energy. A 2025 Nature Aging paper showed 1,000 milligrams for 28 days actually rejuvenated the mitochondrial profile of immune cells in healthy middle-aged adults, moving them toward a younger pattern. This is the strongest human evidence on the entire list. Now the caveat: urolithin A is a supplement, not a coffee additive, and you take it with food, not stirred into your latte. Also, it's early days on long-term safety data. If you're on immunosuppressants or you have a complex medical picture, run it past your doctor first. But for a healthy adult over 40 who is watching their strength and endurance slip a bit, this is the one with the receipts. Let's talk money, because this is where the industry counts on you not looking. If you rank every additive we've discussed by cost per effective daily dose, here's how it shakes out. Cinnamon, roughly 3 cents a day, real blood sugar signal, essentially free. Unsweetened cocoa powder, about a dime a day, small cardiovascular upside. Generic urolithin A, around 70 cents to $1 a day for the studied 500 milligram dose. PQQ at 20 milligrams a day, about $1. Branded Mitopure urolithin A, $3.30 a day for the identical molecule that generic gives you for 72 cents. That's a 4.6 times markup for the exact same compound. An MCT oil plus specialty grass-fed butter, easily $1.50 a day and up, for the weakest human evidence on the list. The premium mitochondria coffee blends you see advertised are usually a smart marketing repackage of ingredients you can buy separately for a fraction of the price, often at doses far below what the studies actually used. Read the label. If a blend brags about containing cocoa or MCT or PQQ, but doesn't list the milligrams per serving, assume it's underdosed. 2 quick notes to keep you safe. The mechanistic caffeine dose we talked about, roughly 4 cups of coffee, is right at the edge of what most adults can tolerate, and it's above the recommended limit for anyone pregnant, anyone with a heart rhythm issue, or anyone on stimulant medications. Second, if you're using cinnamon daily, use Ceylon cinnamon, not the standard cassia kind. Cassia contains coumarin, which can be hard on the liver in large daily amounts, and Ceylon is much lower. Small change, worth knowing. Here's the actionable part, based on where you actually are in life. If you're a healthy adult under 40 who already exercises, don't add anything to your coffee for mitochondrial reasons. Drink it because you like it. Your training, your sleep, and your sunlight are already moving that needle far more than any additive could. If you're mostly sedentary and want a small, cheap win, stir 1 teaspoon of unsweetened cocoa and a shake of Ceylon cinnamon into your black coffee. Real, modest cardiovascular and blood sugar signal, near zero cost. If you're 40 or older and feeling your strength or endurance drop, look at generic urolithin A at 500 milligrams a day, taken with a meal, not with your coffee. It's the one with the best human data on this whole list. If you're an endurance athlete in a training block, save the high-dose cocoa capsules and megadose antioxidants for your rest days, not the hours around your workout, so you don't blunt the adaptation. And for absolutely everyone, whatever you do with your mug, the single most powerful mitochondrial lever remains free. Zone 2 cardio a couple times a week and 1 weekly harder interval session will outperform every additive in this video combined. If this saved you money or made a viral claim make more sense, tap the like button and subscribe so the next fact check lands in your feed. Since the real mitochondrial needle mover is training, not additives, Vegetabla estimates a cellular energy index from your VO2 max, HRV, and resting heart rate, then shows the honest forward trend of where it's headed if nothing changes. See yours at vegetabla.com.